Sipping bubbly, feeling lovely. By the way, open the door by the way. Know you that I'm on the way. I'm on the way. I know connection is vague. Pick up the phone for me, babe.
Yay. What is up? What is up? What is up? Good morning to everybody out there. Good morning to all of you guys that are going to be coming in, all you guys that are in here. I'm going to be honest with you. This morning, we are going to touch on some other things. We're going to touch on how shitty Clayface looks. We're going to touch on just a little tiny bit of other things. But by and large, today is a celebration of life. Today is a celebration of the greatest entertainer of all time, one of the kindest souls to ever walk this earth, someone that was given to us as a gift and taken away way too soon. The Michael Joseph Jackson. Today is going to be a celebration of that man's life because I sat down in that theater last night, a packed theater last night, in my Michael shirt, surrounded by others that were celebrating Michael in his clothing or dressed simply as the man. So when people try to tell you that racism was going to block Michael, or try to tell you that this movie doesn't touch into the allegations, therefore it's stale or it sanitizes Michael Jackson, you can throw all that bullshit in the water because none of it fucking matters. None of it matters. I sat and I watched the film last night in a packed theater. I haven't been in a packed theater since Lilo and Stitch. I sat in a packed theater, sold out. Packed is not the right word. Sold out theater. A sold out theater last night where people were celebrating the greatest entertainer of all time. People were clapping. People stood up. There was a standing ovation at the end of the movie. I don't care what. That's why I said the other day, these critics, man, it's the same thing, the same tactics they used when Mike was alive. But it's okay because that movie was great. That movie was great. But we're going to get into everything about it. We're going to get into everything about that movie. Then we're just going to get into Mike. Just going to celebrate Mike. And then outside of that, like I said, we'll get into some other things. So again, appreciate everybody being here. Appreciate you, Naries. Appreciate you, She Loves Fantasy, Xavier, Dragonfly Jones. Appreciate you guys, and the ones that are in the not in the chat that are watching. Appreciate you guys being here. All right, let's see. Before we get into, they're sharing a lot of lantern stuff this morning. I wonder if they're gonna drop another trailer. Doubt it, since Clayface was yesterday. But hold on one second. My cats. Hold on. Apologies. As you guys know, I have cats. So when they are get out of line, I spray them motherfuckers. All right. Yeah, so let's get into something I was hoping they were going to show yesterday, but especially since we were on they might drop something for Green Lanterns today. They are sharing a lot of shit. They changed their logo, sharing posters. If they don't share anything today for it, I bet you they do this week. Or well, it's Thursday, isn't it? Probably Monday, maybe. Anyway, yeah. So I was hoping they were going to show something for this yesterday. I saved this just because I'm going to get this possibly. That 129 is a stretch, but this is something I would like to have just to have. Not even a big Lego person. Love Lego. Used to when I was a kid. Had a lot of Star Wars Legos, but this I would like to have. Okay. Yesterday, they shared the DC Studios official for Clayface. Let's watch this trailer. Let's watch this trailer. We'll watch this together before we talk about it. We'll watch the trailer, give our thoughts. How do I feel about Clayface? All right, let's give some let's start positive today on DC. Let's start positive today on DC. What do I think about Clayface? Let's give some pros here. The pro of Clayface is it actually has him, from what it seems like in the trailers, and I can commend them on showing that in the trailers, is seems like he's actually going to be, I don't know, Clayface doing things. There is no Batman, there is no Robin. This isn't that story. I don't know if I completely like this look on Clayface, on what he's I mean, we haven't even seen him fully as Clayface, but I know I don't like this. Not the biggest fan of that. Not the biggest fan of that. The only reason I'm not the biggest fan of this, and let me see something here, because from my understanding, this Clayface is the same Clayface. Now, I didn't watch Creature Command Fucks, but I know a lot of you guys did. I know Clayface is in Creature Commandos. So let me see him in there, because I did not watch. Okay, so this is apparently the same Clayface. So the Clayface that was in Creature Commandos is the same Clayface that we are watching currently, or will be currently watching, Jesus, that we will be watching in October when this film drops. So he is going to actually look like Clayface, I'm assuming, if this is if they're trying to keep this whole continuity thing together here and make him look big and imposing and like Clayface is supposed to look. I really wish I could find that clip from yesterday. I don't like this on the screen here because it reminds, now if this were Matt Reeves' universe and he was doing Clayface like this or something like that, I'd be like, oh, okay, that makes sense. That makes all the fucking sense. Because Matt Reeves has specified and made it very clear, and I'm fine with that. I like the tone he's set in his universe and everything like that. He's made it very clear that this is a very realistic universe. He's even gone as far to say as if he did Mr. Freeze, it wouldn't be your traditional Mr. Freeze. It'd possibly be a serial killer or something like that that is freezing his victims or bodies or something like that. Or I think he even said with who'd they say? Who was the other villain? Oh, I forgot. I don't remember who the other villain was, but he said he wanted to keep it on the more realistic tone, and that's something that Matt has displayed from the very beginning. So this, to me, feels like this would be more in Matt's universe. Now, granted, I have not seen what he's going to look like completely, fully as Clayface, and I'll even go back here some more, where he is actually the Shadow. of him, and he's using his ability. Did I go too far? Damn, maybe. Where he's using his ability and there. So it, I don't know. I need to see it first. I'll tell you my first impression ain't good. I'm being light today. Because it's about him today. So I'm being light today. I'm not going to go hard on this because I know that would be combated by a lot of y'all. And I'm sure we'd be in here much longer than we need to be in here talking about Clayface. So I'm being light. I need to see more. As far as mysterious and different, it is different. Reminder, this is the same universe that Corn Sweats Kal-El is in. And so yeah, we'll see. We'll see exactly what this is going to look like. But I'll tell you, like I said, my first impression ain't good. My first impression's not good. And it's not, I don't want to hear, oh, Darius, you just didn't want to like it, or oh, Darius, let him cook, or anything like that. As I've told you, DC is my favorite, even over Marvel. I was a DC kid. I loved Marvel. I was a DC kid. But this doesn't truly fit what I would possibly really want from this. But at the same time, I was never asking for a Clayface solo project. Not without Batman. I could understand if this were the Clown Prince of Crime, or I could even understand if this was maybe Harvey Dent. And they got a solo project within the DCU. I know Joker's had a solo project before, but I'm talking about within the DCU. I could understand if it was that. But we dug deep into the rogues gallery for Batman, not as if Clayface is like a obscure, Batman villain, but he's not. No. So I've said that. I've said my piece on that before about the characters and the choices that are being made over there at DC Studios. James, I guess, went in a little bit on that and said, I think this is in the same video. Let's see what he said.
He's dead, and we had to learn.
I'm very curious about, you talk about, obviously you're going to have a lot of these characters in different films, and Frank Grillo's character, for example. What is it like to kind of maintain or not maintain like a character's tone? Like when you see someone in Creature Commandos go into Superman and be a very different character when the audience expects. Do you get nervous about the audience accepting that change? Or is that part of the process of just?
I think it's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So I think that, there are certain things and I was like this during, when I worked at Marvel, I was really I would get scripts with Rocket in them that didn't match how, I understood that character was my soul, So I would, always make sure that his voice always made sense, that what he did always made sense. And I do that with the characters in DC across all the films and television shows. They got to be true to, the character, especially if it's a character that I originated on film.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, for instance, one of the fun things to me is, it is an animated show, Creature Commandos. So, Rick Flag Jr. Sr. is a little bit different. He's a little bit more grounded in Superman, but it's also a big, huge, splashy spectacle. So that's different than Peacemaker. There's actually a few characters from Superman that are in Peacemaker. And it was so wild to me to direct those actors because just the different subtle style and writing of the show is it is grittier. It is more grounded. It is all these things when you're filming these same characters, same actors in a totally different type of situation and role that's much more based around character than it is around plot. There's a totally different vibe to it.
Right.
And it's fascinating for me. Watching characters change like that is just fascinating.
What is it like?
So yeah, I mean, but James has always said from the very beginning that the tones, you know, would would try to be the same but shift in different ways from project to project. So I mean, that he's remained on. I'm not like I said, I'm not big on Clayface being a solo project in the first place. But we'll see how this does. This is set in the DCU. It does come out in October. That's the first trailer for it. The first trailer did not impress me at all. Um, again, the only positive thing that I can really give that first trailer is that it actually shows Clayface using his ability. Um, very aware with the backstory of Clayface, know who Matt Hagen is and all those things, just not the direction or whatever would have chosen to go. But that was the first trailer. My thoughts on it are I need to see more, honestly. I just need to see more. But it does look like the mysterious kind of horror vibe that he's going for. And I like horror movies a lot. So I'm not right as of right now. I'm not counting Clayface all the way out. After the first trailer, I'm not counting it all the way out. I'm sure there are going to be some people that are really excited to see this film. It's going to be It's going to be right up some horror body horror fans' alleys. I'm not a big body horror person, but I really do like horror. So I will. Once I see more from the trailer, we'll see. We'll see exactly what it's going to look like.
He's not.
All right, now. As I said when I started this, so yeah, and I hope this is true. This is from My Time to Shine. This is the only other thing because there's ain't nothing else out today. Michael Fassbender. I hope that's true. I hope that is true. I hope he is returning. Fassbender is great as Magneto. So yeah, not a fan of that, bro. Not a fan of that. Okay. Anyway, so last night, okay, so let me address comments at the top here. I didn't see some of these. Jay said it's fine, Darius. It's your opinion. Yeah, I know it is. Just don't want to go into a long, drawn out conversation about Clayface because I think that looks like shit. I think that it is going to just be this. I don't know what we're watching Clayface do. I guess turn into Clayface and all those kind of things or whatever. But again, all of these characters, whether it be Scarecrow, whether it be Man-Bat, whether it be the Joker, whether it be Harvey, the Penguin, Riddler, any of them, whether it be any of Batman's villains, they all have a connection to Batman somehow as to the reason why they are who or what they are, or the reason they do what they do. And when you have these solo projects, and we've known this from Sony, when you have these solo projects like that are villain-centered projects that do not focus on the reason that villain even exists in the first place, it can be good because the first Venom film was not bad. The first Venom film wasn't bad. If I had the chance to, again, red pill, blue pill, and you told me solo Venom film or Venom film with Spider-Man, I'd have chose the one with Spider-Man. It's because that's the reason we even know who Venom is because of Spider-Man. There would be no solo Venom. So the first film was fine. It was what it was, but we all know what happened with those Sony projects. Second Venom film didn't do so hot. Third Venom film didn't do so hot. You had Morbius, which was a stinker. You had them trying to do El Muerto. You had them doing a rumored-wise, Rhino Sandman buddy cop film. You had at one point in time, you had Madam Web, which was also a stinker. The film was one big prima fucking mission. You had, what else did they do over there? No. But if they had some other ones, you had some stinkers. So they were all that way. One, because they all were void of Spider-Man. It's not present in any of those movies. And not having Spider-Man, but having just these little hints at Spider-Man. Hey, just so you know, Spider-Man's here. Hey, just so you know, you are in New York City and this character exists because Spider-Man's here. The Morbius scene. Why are you in this universe? Well, I don't know, but I think it has something to do with Spider-Man. All that stuff, but there's no Spider-Man. That's why the universe failed. Had they done, and what they're trying to now do over at Sony is they're not using Peter Parker. Well, the main Peter Parker. They are not using Tom Holland's Spider-Man for their universe, obviously, because Tom Holland is within the MCU. So what I guess their thought process, which I still think is, I guess it goes down to the conversation of the two Batmans, two Spider, but whatever. Their thinking right now is, okay, so we're going to nix using Tom Holland Spider-Man, and we're going to use all these other Spider-Man. So they're going to start now using different variants and putting movies. I don't remember exactly what the report was, but it is on here. They are going to start. Where is that? Where is that? There it is. Sony says they're following a little bit of the same formula as Spider-Man Noir, that same idea of taking a genre and elevating it by putting a spider variant into it. So they are going to do more projects like Spider-Man Noir, which I don't think is a bad idea. As long as Spider-Man is there, you have some, as long as Spider-Man is there, I think Spider-Man Noir will probably do good for them. But as long as Spider-Man is there and he is fighting variant villains or whatever, that's what people want to see. Nobody wants to see these villains have a change of heart and somewhat be good, or anti-villains or whatever and fight whoever the fuck. That's just not interesting. It's not something I want to see. I didn't want to see it with Sony. Again, back during that time, I was on board with a lot of that stuff. If you were subscribed to me during the Morbius days, I was like, especially those first trailers. This was before they cut everything and took Spider-Man completely out. They leaned heavy on Spider-Man, so much so that the speculation around that, was it Tobey Spider-Man or which Spider-Man was this? I think the rumor, the general consensus was that it really was within Tobey's universe. Anyway, they didn't give a fuck about that. They took all that out, changed it all, and that was when I haven't seen a Sony film within the Spider-Man universe since. I never saw Morbius, because when they changed the trailer and took Spider-Man, I was like, I'm done. This was the one where you told us we were finally going to get some type of, a Spider-Man. He was going to show up in some type of capacity or something like that. So this whole trope of doing these films like, hey, let's be different and let's do the villain and I'm done with that. The fact that Batman is, and Darius, you don't know that. You haven't seen the film. I guarantee you, Batman does not show up in this. Like Tina said, she was at CinemaCon. They explained the film. It's more of a character study film, so it is focused solely on Matt. If there is anything that hints to Batman, it's what I've been saying all along, that they might do, and they might not even do anything toward Batman in this. But if they do anything, it might do like the whole the bat signal, or maybe I don't know, something like that, to be like, oh, hey, he will eventually fight Batman. It's like, okay. So I'm over that. I'm over that. I don't care how good the character study is or anything like that. I love the first Joker, but again, that was before the whole fatigue of doing villains without their heroes. And if done correctly, I can't say that I wouldn't like it. If it's done really good, to make me just forget about the hero, sure. But I can even say, even when I was watching the Joker, I still wanted Batman to show up, as good as that movie is. And Joker, for those of you that don't know, I think I've said this before, Joker is my all-time favorite comic book villain. All time. So when they announced they were doing Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, I was like, bro, you got some shoes to fill, because Mark Hamill is amazing as the Joker. Amazing as the Joker. But then you have what Lord have mercy. You have what Heath Ledger did. And that shit is iconic. So, and again, I was very critical of them doing the solo Joker film. I was like, man, Batman's on it. What the fuck are we doing? Blah, 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 blah. Great film. Loved it. Loved it. I loved that movie. But in all that loving it and all that greatness that it was, I still wanted Batman. I wanted him to confront Batman. I wanted something with Batman, because that's the reason I care about these characters. That's the reason I care about that Gotham. It's the reason we even have the Joker, the reason we have the Riddler. All this. That's why I care. That's why I care. So, again, the fact that he's not going to be, and I don't know because I haven't seen it, or whatever they're going to do, hint at him or whatever. I don't want to hint. I know he's there. I know he's there. I know he's there because you're in Gotham. So, for me, that's where I'm at with it now. I still don't think that looked great, but that's just where I'm at with it. So, just over it. I'm over it, bro. I'm over it. I'm over it, over it, over it. Again, that'd be like if they did a Star Wars project centered around, the Jedi, but took the Jedi out. Like, what are we doing? Why are we? It just doesn't make sense. So, for those that are looking forward to Clayface, who fucking raw? I'm happy for you. I'm done with these villain ass movies and not seeing the hero. So that's my opinion on Clayface. All right. Let's go back up. Okay. Pert Mindset has said, what about this? You see Morbius? I'll stop it. No, I don't see Morbius. I just see another villain film without the hero. So if that makes it Morbius, sure. Eugene said, what's up? Saw Michael movie yesterday, loved it, but it's not without flaws. No, it is not without flaws. Arthur said Morbius, Leto isn't stinking this up. Jalen said, how is this giving Morbius vibes? Well, I explained all that down there, so that's why for me. I'm gonna hope. She Loves Fantasy said, I gotta get used to doing this. I'm gonna hope that it'll surprise me like Penguin series. Yeah, and again, like I said, a lot of you guys loved Penguin. I heard Penguin was fantastic, and I really loved what Colin Farrell did as Penguin in the Batman film. I thought he was one of the best parts. I just didn't watch the Penguin show. That's all. Dragonfly Jones said, this might be the first DC movie I watch. I'm not getting any goofy vibes from this. No goofy vibes from this. This was written before James. This was written, well, not written before James. This was written under James, but for an Elseworld film. He just liked it so much, he pulled it into the DCU. So this was never supposed to be in the DCU. So yeah, no goofy vibes. Jalen Harris said, I trust DC with villain stuff, then Sony any day. I don't trust any of it. I don't care if it was Marvel. I don't care if it was HBO or I'm just, again, it's not so much trusting. I'm just past it. I'm past it. It's not that I don't trust them. I don't give whatever. I'm past it. I tried it. Like I sincerely gave it the good old college try. I did. I defended Venom, the first one. All the stuff is on my channel. Just go down way back to those days when we used to talk about this stuff, when I had everybody on my panel, when it was me, Trey, all them guys. Yeah, we talked about these things. And we defended them. because we were so high in the clouds, and this was during that time where we were, come on, bro. Let's not pretend like we don't remember. This was when they had Venom showing up in No Way Home and telling us the whole hive mind thing that which connected all the Venoms, which had people's theories going, thinking that, hey, okay, so if the hive mind is a thing, then that means that the reason he knows or thinks he knows who Spider-Man is, or knows who Spider-Man is because the Venom from Spider-Man 3 has already fought Toby and blah, 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 the hive mind and all this kind of stuff. So there were so many different theories that were making it fun. And not only making it fun, again, I was so high in the clouds on Marvel shit can't stink. Because if I just watched in the Infinity War, I watched Endgame, I loved WandaVision. Off of WandaVision came Loki. I was so high on Marvel. I was so high on Marvel that when the cracks begin to show and the stupid shit begin to become more clear, and you started trying to, we also were told that the Sony universe was tied into the MCU universe, which is why they did that dumbass shit in Morbius with Vulture. When all of that shit started to crumble, and you started to see that this shit is stupid. Even when they were, actually, let me rewind. Let's go back to, again, when it was all of us on the panel here. When they announced El Muerto, I said, what the fuck for? Why? Then the rumor was, El Muerto wasn't a rumor. El Muerto was real. Bad Bunny was connected to that shit. That was real. The rumor was the buddy cop Rhino film with Sandman. What? So when you start to have all that shit going on and the main Spider-Man's not there, I'm fatigued. I did that for years. It's not as if these films all came out at one time. This was over a period of time of me giving it the good old college try. So forgive me if I'm not giving DC the good old college try with following villains. I don't want to follow villains. I never picked up a comic book to follow Clayface. Picked up a comic book to follow Batman. So I'm not in the same place that if this were during that Morbius time before, or Venom time or whatever, I'd have been like, fuck yeah, let's do it. It's connected to the same universe, and we could possibly get hints of a Batman. And even though James said he's not coming for another 8 years, we're going to get a hint. That's cool. I'm over it. That was me years ago. You missed me then. If you didn't see me then, you missed it. I'm not that same mindset. Not that same mindset. So again, for those excited for Clayface, boom, you got a great film coming to you in October. I'm not checking for it unless the Bat shows up. And I'm talking not show up and say, what's the situation, Gordon? Cut to credits. I'm talking not show up where it's the Bat signal because Matt's destroying a lot of shit and now we need the greatest detective alive to come in and save the day. No. I'm talking contact with Clayface, dialogue in the Bat Cave, Alfred, all that shit. Without that, I don't care. And I hope I'm more clear on that today because I'm a little more calm. I'm not as frazzled. I'm able to just kind of get it out there. So I hope I'm able to get that out there to where everybody truly understands what the fuck I'm saying. That's it, Lawrence. You said it best. I was tired, boss. I'm tired. I just don't give a fuck the way I once did. I don't. Perp said, this is Gods and Monsters, mind you. That's true. D Sizzle said a League of Assassins film would be far more interesting to me. Good morning, Professor. Appreciate you being here. NYC said, "Oh, let those white writers cook. No seasoning and no flavor at all. Yay." Jalen said, "I love when Gunn talks about this stuff. It's really fun to listen to." So there's nothing grounded about Gotham City characters. Reminder said you got Matt Flanagan, Penguin. I'm sorry, pinning it. I've got no worries. Yeah. Like I said, for the people that are looking for it, it's fine. I'm not worried about the writer. I'm not worried about the cinematographer. I'm not worried about who's behind the camera. I'm not worried about whether it's Elseworld, In-World, Beyond fucking World. I'm not worried about the acting. I'm not worried about the supporting acting. I'm not worried about the costume design. I'm not worried about any of that. Where is Batman? Is he showing up? And I wasn't doing that to like look around for I was actually looking for my Batman figure. Is he showing up? That's what I'm worried about. That's it. Matt Flanagan, great. Dragonfly Jones said he's the best Magneto. Yes, he is. Green Region Thrax said Clayface looks interesting. I will say it looks interesting. Yeah, I'll say it looks interesting. Interesting in like, oh, okay, that's different. That's different. Pluto, just watch Feet of Clay from the Batman animated series, and that's what they're going for. Is that what I was looking? Let me see. Because I know everybody's been sharing. See, here we are, spending time on Clayface. Yes, this was the clip that I yeah. This was the clip, but they had another clip where he's actually turning into Clayface and he was fighting Batman. Sheila's Fantasy said, I kind of love Creepy Gotham too. DC does really well with villains. I like Creepy Gotham. Gotham should look gloomy, dark. NYC said, what comic book run are they sourcing for the Clayface movie? I wouldn't know. Lauren said, better have Batman shadow or something coming for him. Yeah, see, again, back in those days, I'd have been like, oh, so cool, Batman's there. Well, yeah, duh. Pluto said, unlike Venom, though, Clayface wasn't created because of Batman like some Spider-Man villains. His origin is its own tragic story. Yes, it is its own tragic story. However, how interested? I can't speak for everybody. I don't know. Are you checking like how often do you go to the comic book store, or did you, if you did, if you stopped or ever, did you check for like, hey, what's the latest issue of Clayface? You got that in? I need that shit. How much were you guys like checking for Clayface during the Batman animated series to have like his own solo spin-off series or solo episodes simply focused on him? How many of you were, looking for Clayface merchandise? I just don't get it. I just don't get it. I understand, yes, unlike Spider-Man's villains, some of Batman villains do not have the connection that Spider-Man villains have to him. However, none of us are there for them. Why are we doing this, guys? Why are we doing this? We do this every day. None of us ever in our little nerdy lives ever picked up a comic book first because of a Batman, because of Clayface. Never. None of us, we didn't fall. None of us, and I feel bold enough to say this. None of us fell in love with Gotham because of Clayface. So I'm confused. I would take Morbius over Madam Web. They can both go in the shitter. Dragonfly Jones said, I fell off after the second Venom movie. I didn't see the third one. Craven. Oh, that was the other one. Craven. Yeah, that was the other one. Craven could have worked, but just missing Spider-Man. It was like, what's the point? I mean, they were all like, what's the point? Because where's Spider-Man? That's just it. That's just it. I'm not coming to see the supporting cast. I'm coming to see the main character. Batman doesn't need to pop up. No, he doesn't. Sure. But if he's mentioned, that's sure. Hey, if that tickles your Gotham fancy and he just shows up or doesn't show up and is just mentioned and they let the crowd know, hey, you're in Gotham, a universe that was created because of Batman, and you're watching this character that was also created and has his own tragic story, but because of Batman. But hey, just so you know, Batman's somewhere here. He's somewhere in the universe that he exists in, that exists because of him. He's here, just so you know. Bruce does not need to be involved in Clayface's origins. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. At all. That's not the point I'm getting at. And see, this is the rabbit hole I did not want to go down, but we're going down it. That's not the fucking point I'm getting at. I don't get the point. Do I need to turn the point I'm getting at is I don't give a fuck. A capital F-U-C-K, capital fuck, about Clayface's origin. I don't. I want to see Clayface fight Batman. You want to throw Robin in there too? That'd be extra fun. I don't care about his origin. Who's he fighting? Other villains? Other, like, robbers? What's he doing? Who's the? I don't even care. I don't even care. I actually think Batman's Rogues works better with solo movies and Spider-Man's. If we are being honest, like some of the villains in Gotham don't only exist or do stuff sole due to Batman. Hey. Okay. Again, it's for a certain audience. And if you fall into that category of that certain audience, that's fine. That is fine. That's fine. I just feel like I get confused sometimes because we are the same audience that complained about Marvel's last 5 years and how droll and dull and boring and low spectacle, how low spectacle it was. D plus superheroes and the biggest complaint with Moon Knight was not really seeing Moon Knight, which is so crazy. The biggest complaint with Moon Knight was not seeing Moon Knight fight, but there's Wonder Man. So it's very strange to me. I can't decode it. I don't really know what makes the audience tick or I just know for me personally, that's like I just said, I love the Joker. I loved that movie with Joaquin Phoenix, but I'd be lying to you if I said in my giddiness of the film, I'm like, God, I would love if Batman was here. Like that's just, again, you're lying to yourself if you're saying that you're invested in Gotham or even give a fuck about Gotham because of these other characters. D-Sizzle said, Christopher Nolan started this grounded Gotham approach, but in comic Gotham City, nah. And again, I trust DC and WB with villain stuff than Sony by a large margin. Yeah, again, that's fine. That's fine. Trust them. Ricardo said, let's not give villains movies. Just pointless. I never watched any of Marvel's, and I don't give a darn to watch any of DC's villain projects. It's truly the dumbest money grab scheme ever. It's just stupid. It just doesn't make any sense. NYC said, I want more villain-centric superhero films because someone else's villain is someone else's superhero. We need to see movies like that. Lauren said this trailer looks good, but I don't know. NYC, I love DC villains. I root for them constantly because I hate Soups and the Rodent. Ooh. Ricardo said there's no point to a villain when there's no hero there to stop them. Grand Region Thrag said, what if they put a different hero? Would that make it more interesting to watch? Sure. 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 Why not? They did Andor with no Jedi. They did Andor with no Jedi, and the audience loved that show. Loved that show. Loved that show, but shit on the Phantom Menace. Insane. 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 That's why I say I can't gauge the audience. Insane. I like Mothma's speech. That's what I like. I like Mothma's speech. The crazy thing about that is that the Andor is politics. It's a show. It's the Empire's politics. It's showing you how the politics within all of it works. But that was the biggest complaint about Phantom Menace. It's too much politics. We're talking about a blockade. Maul is a villain and he gets his own show. No hero stopping him. What's wrong with DC doing something similar? Okay. Oh my God, I will not be gaslit today. This is supposed to be a celebration of life. This is supposed to be about Michael. I said to myself before I sat down, Darius, go over the shitty trailer for Clayface. Give your fucking opinion and move on to Mike. Don't allow it to happen today with DC. But here it is. It's happening. It's happening. We're doing it. Arthur, I'm not going to give you the long, drawn-out answer that I could give you for that. If you can't see the fundamental differences in Maul's story compared to what they're currently doing with Clayface or any of the current other villain-centric movies that they've done, then that is a you problem, buddy. That's a you problem, because there's a huge fundamental differences than Maul and what we're talking about with DC and this other stuff. Joker was asked, Murray was gosh awful. The Venom trilogy should have burned and never been made. That's not a boom moment. I don't think it's the boom y'all thought it was. It's not a boom moment. Now I fear as if I'm going to have to go into it a little bit. That's not a boom moment. We are talking about a character here, and this is a continuing on story. We are talking about a character here who was reintroduced into Star Wars in season 5. Within that reintroducing of Maul fights several of the members of the Jedi Order. Not only does he fight several members of the Jedi Order, he intertwines his story with the central story that is happening in Clone Wars. So what we are currently seeing is just an extension of what is still going on from Clone Wars. This is the after effect of Order 66, the after effect of the Emperor winning, the after effect of the Empire taking over. So we are seeing main characters within the story of Star Wars that have been there in Clone Wars that are still there in Maul, i.e. the Emperor, although we have not seen his face yet, i.e. Vader, although we have not seen his face yet. Rook Kast is a reoccurring character from Clone Wars. It's very different than what you are currently talking about with these other villain-centric movies. Not the boom you might have thought it was. What's up, Stamina? Jesus said, grounded is Hollywood's lingo for ignoring or downplaying that superhero / supervillain comic book flavor. Why are we comparing Sony to WB? We're not comparing Sony to WB. I'm not comparing the companies. Jesus, that's not what I'm doing. I'm not comparing the companies. I'm comparing the stupidity. Damn, forgot about that. Threads that will lead to nowhere. Yeah, that whole Venom thing ain't going nowhere. Like it doesn't matter. Profess said, I was a diehard MCU during the Infinity Saga. I even loved AOS. Lawrence said, with Spider-Man Noir, they might have it right. I think Spider-Man Noir looks good. I think it looks good. And you want to know one of the reasons I really think it's good? Because Spider-Man's there. Sorry, a little crash out. Ricardo said, IDK, why everyone's trying to gaslight and act like the majority of comic fans gave a fuck to see these villains alone. I'm telling you. Let's see. Pluto said, Clayface not fall under monsters. Yeah, I think, yeah. He's one, yeah, he's God monster. Yeah, not God, but one of the monsters, yeah. Star Wars is not in good shape either. If you look at the Fandango poll, Mando didn't even make the list. Well, yeah, I'm not surprised there at all. Venom been one of my favorite antagonist anti-heroes since the Todd McFarlane days. He doesn't work off rip without that Peter Parker Spidey setup. Yes. Again, I love the back and forth. It is, I'm a conversationalist, so I love the back and forth. I can go back. I love it. But yeah, it's like, man, even when I disagree with him, I can't hate on it. Ricardo said, and casuals would try to argue the difference. I was talking to Stizzle. Lauren said, Toy Story 5, Spider-Man, Devil Wears Prada, The Odyssey, and Scary Movie, the most anticipated movies. Devil Wears Prada is I agree here. Devil Wears Prada is going to make bank. What's up, Ricard or Tony? Appreciate you being here. Battery said, pretty sure Clayface qualifies for monster. Yeah, he does. When did I say he didn't? Did I say that? Because I've seen that twice now. Did I say he didn't? I don't think I. If I did, I didn't mean that. Yeah, he does. He does. But that doesn't change my premise. Ricardo said, I never checked for solo villain comic anything. Herb said Clayface is for horror fans. You guys, I'm a horror fan, but yeah, go enjoy that one. I'll be in Insidious. Dwayne said, I never even heard of anyone say Clayface till I started watching you. Stamina said, sits down, gets comfy. Pluto said, if you're going to do horror, he's a perfect character, which is why I'm cool with it. Unlike Sony turning a vampire into an anti-hero, or Hitler, or the Hitler of poachers, Craven turning into PETA. Yeah. Facts on Craven and the Sinister Six film also wouldn't work without Spidey connection. No, that's what they were building to. That's what they were. What? They became the Sinister Six because of him. What? It's great. They were building to that without ever having established Spider-Man. Boy, I tell you what. That's crazy. I would think so. I would say Clayface is a semi-popular Batman villain, especially, I mean, if you watch the animated series growing up, grew up on comics. Cleve said, when did it become so popular for these comic studios to use C and D-list characters and think they would make money? You know, amen. Xavier said, their missing Spidey connection has been quite annoying when Sony has control over the Spidey IP. Yeah. Sam said, I remember some people saying similar things about the Joker movie before it came out. Who cares about Joker origin without Batman, etc.? Not saying this will be like that, but yeah, no, and I use that example. I loved Joaquin Phoenix's. I was skeptical before sitting down, and this could happen. This could be the same thing. I'm not like I for due purposes, I will see this movie, but this could happen. I could sit down and eat crow. But the Joker film, I thought was, again, as I said, even sitting down there, and I loved it, I still wanted Batman to show up. I was still like, damn, I want Batman to show up. But then when they made him a kid and you still had, Thomas Wayne, I'm like, so he's a kid right now? Yeah, so I didn't really care for that. But I still like that movie. Ricardo said, folks in the chat live in amnesia. DeSizzle said, Legion of Doom without Justice League wouldn't work. Right. Dragonfly Jones said, Joker works as a solo film because everyone loves the character. Other villains don't really have that kind of juice. That's what I'm saying. Joker is different because Joker, brother, he is like, he's so fucking popular. He's so popular. I be seeing girls that don't know shit about, like, you remember when Harley, when Harley was introduced, Margot Robbie was introduced as Harley Quinn. People were going crazy over that pair without really even knowing anything of, like, fantasizing that relationship, not knowing that he beats the fuck out of her. he hates her. He slaps. So it's like, well, he didn't hate her, but yeah. So it's like you have people that the Joker is just, he's a huge part of the pop culture zeitgeist. Xavier said, tell him, Darius, please give us superhero content in our superhero shows. Man, Battery said, well, let's find out. People doubted Joker all day long and it made $1 billion and got Oscar awards. Yeah, hey, like I said, again, Joker, the clown prince of crime, compared to Clayface. Who would have thought Damn Penguin show would be good, but it was. That's what they say. They say it really was fantastic. Yeah, you can, that's a great point. It is. But again, for all those great points, you also have shit points. I named them. I don't care if it's a different studio. It's still solo villain stories. Joker worked because it was a good idea, well executed. Joker 2 didn't. That's, hey, there's a boom. Great point. Because it wasn't. There's no concept that will always work or never work. It's just many have swung and most have missed. Network said, Michael was awesome last night. The critics are full of it. Full of shit. Pluto said it's stupid at $200 million budget. At $40 million, it's genius. Even Madam Web and Marvel made $100 million to $200 million. If Clayface does it, that's a win. Went on. W's all around. All right, so let me scroll down a little bit because we're getting way off topic of what today was supposed to fucking be. Maul is legit. Let's not put him in the level that. Thank you. It's different. It's not just that he's legit. It's a different conversation entirely. Perp said, Darius, you will appreciate Andor once you actually give it a fair chance. If we have another lockdown, I'll give that a chance. Stamina said, no, he won't, Perp, but it's okay. Not everything is for everyone. Stamina, do you know me? You know me well, don't you? Sam said, Darius, I want Spider-Man. Yeah, that's really it. Battery, thank you so much for the super where he said, I'm going to get those little dancing supers, but he said, Maul isn't a hero though, Darius, and you love that show. Can't a project like Clayface get love too that isn't gaslight for real? No, Maul isn't a hero, but the difference here in Maul that we are getting is that we know Maul's not a hero, and we've been on this journey with Maul. Again, this is continuing a long line here. Maul has his own comics, and I don't even think comparing the Star Wars universe to Marvel or DC is a fair comparison, because I would totally take a solo Darth Vader story. I would totally take a solo Emperor story. I want a story of him. I think the Star Wars universe, in comparison to Marvel and DC, is different because the Sith can stand alone without the Jedi. You can get a solo Sith project and not have the Jedi involved because the Sith go against the Sith. The Sith hate one another. It's different. It's not the same conversation as if we're talking about superheroes and villains, because it's not, the Jedi aren't superheroes. The Sith aren't, I mean, yeah, they're villains, but they're from a certain point of view, honestly. So it's different. It's not the same. It's different. It's different. The story with Maul, we know he's a villain, and yet again, I want more solo Maul, because this is not the Marvel universe. Maul doesn't exist because of Obi-Wan. Obi-Wan doesn't exist because of Maul. Maul, it's different, bro. It's different. It's different. It's not the same. It is not the same. Professor Film, I'm sorry, Lawrence said Maul has Jedi in it, which is the hero angle. That too. Even if he was just fighting the Empire, it's like Sam said before the show started, it's bad people fighting worse people. And I want to see Maul's revenge on Palpatine because he killed his fucking mother in front of him. He originally was supposed to take Mother Talzin as his Padawan, reneged on that, stole Maul, did the whole ritual of the tattoo, those tattoos on Maul. That's not like a normal thing. That's in Legends, at least. Those are tattooed on him from Palpatine. Took him through all this pain, all this torture. Took him to Malachor. Had him fucking taunted by the dead Jedi and dead Sith, and with the events that happened, he fucked Maul completely up just to discard him, throw him away because he was nothing more than a pawn. Maul survived purely off of his anger. From that anger, fueled his survival to go back after Obi-Wan. Thought he killed Obi-Wan. Not thought he killed Obi-Wan. Go back after Obi-Wan. Had this whole plot throughout Clone Wars where he wasn't just after Obi-Wan, but while he was after Obi-Wan, anybody that got in his way, he killed them. He became the ruler of Mandalore. He killed Duchess Satine. He started the whole war on men. This is a much bigger story than Clayface. What are we talking about? Different. This is way different. Way different, and his story is still not even done. It's not concluded yet from where we currently are in his story. You don't need the Jedi to tell this story. It's different. It's not the same. I would argue Clayface has more lore. Shut the fuck up. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the fucking cap. Stop the bullshit. Cut it the fuck out. Nix, yay, bullshit, tay. There's no way you think Clayface, whoever, has more lore and a backstory than Maul does. Get the fuck out of here. Get the absolute fuck out of here. Get the absolute fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? Maul's backstory starts when he was a child. This motherfucker's backstory starts when what? An accident? Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. That was unserious. Stop it. Jay said, you're probably just a Maul fan. You sound like me defending Booster Gold movie. Brother, let me explain something to you. I was not a Maul fan until the Clone Wars decided, hey, we're going to make you a Maul fan. I didn't give a fuck about Maul. I didn't care about Maul. I remember when they revealed Maul returned, I was like, why and how? Why is he coming back and how is he coming? So no, it's not. It's not that I'm a Maul fan. It's the simple fact that these are facts when it comes to Maul's backstory compared to Clayface's backstory. When it comes to the difference, the fundamental difference in having a Maul solo story and having a Clayface solo story. Maul stands alone. He does not need the Jedi to tell a story. In the Star Wars universe, you don't need the Jedi to tell a story. Hence how you got Andor. As I've said, I love Rogue One. I think it's the best thing Disney has done since owning the IP. No Jedi. Even if you didn't have the Vader scene, that film would still be amazing. No Jedi, no lightsabers, none of that. Star Wars is when Star Wars is done right. You don't need all that supporting shit. However, in a universe that was created around Batman and you have these supporting characters around him, you do need certain elements. Star Wars is not built around on the same premise. It's not. I am Too Fly Cam said, damn, I thought this was a light-hearted chill stream today. We're supposed to be talking about Michael. Jaden Foreman said, Penguin didn't need Batman to tell a story. I'm not sold on Clayface, especially because the trailer wasn't that good. No, Penguin didn't need Batman to tell a story. No. But you'd all be kidding yourselves if you, and I don't believe any of you, if you sit here and tell me that you there's some part of you that would have liked Batman to be there. That maybe in some scenes would be like, damn, it'd been cool if Batman was here or something like that. I don't believe that, bro. I don't believe that because that's not why we're all congregated here now. We're not congregated here because of Penguin or Clayface. Yes, it's cool that those shows or those characters can have spin-off things that work, but let's not fucking shit ourselves or piss on my leg and tell me it's raining by you telling me that you care about this universe because of those characters. That's not why we're all even here right now. No, I don't expect Batman to be in a teaser either. I agree with that. For the Clone Wars, Maul didn't have an actual character or personality. He was just a Sith henchman. Yeah, exactly, which is why I didn't care about him. He was done. It was over. But however, they have taken that character and have given that character so much life. He has comic books, his own individual comics, his own individual backstory that connects him back to Dathomir. Like it's different. It's different. Arthur, the one who thought people wouldn't care about Michael, but we're heading towards 150 million opening weekend. Let's get on Michael. Because I spent an hour and 11 minutes talking about what I told myself I wasn't going to do. My bad. I didn't realize Star Wars was a character. I didn't realize Batman and Spider-Man were universes, just concepts and not singular character or mantles. I don't know what you mean by that, and I'm not gonna try to dissect it. In fairness, Penguin didn't have a standing start. Work was done with him on the big screen that was carried forward. That's a great point. The great effect in TV show. Clayface doesn't have that to assist. All right. Now, good Lord. Oh, okay. So, I had the privilege, the honor of seeing Michael last night. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Again, like Eugene said, or whoever said that in the chat earlier, it is not without its flaws. It is not without its flaws. However, I'm not here to talk about the flaws of the film, and I'm not here to go into what everybody else or critics or whatever people are saying, because I wanted a celebration of life, and that's exactly what I've gotten. I wanted to see the lens through Michael's eyes, and that's exactly what I've gotten. I didn't get any fictitious things. I didn't get anything that's not Googleable. I didn't get anything that wasn't showing truly who Michael was inside and out. I enjoyed my time. I had a really good time. Not only did I have a really good time, couldn't stop moving in my seat because it starts with, music. Of course, it starts with music. It ends with music. From dancing in my seat along with the sold out theater I was in, to cried as much more than I thought I was going to. I knew I was going to, but cried much more than I thought I was going to being completely amazed, and I do mean jaw on the floor amazed, with how Jafar became Michael. Literally, there are moments during the film where you have to I think that's why I cried so much, because there are moments during the film where you think you are watching Mike, where you think, God, like the whole off the wall sizzle reel deal that they did, just tears, because it's like he's Mike, bro. I was like, God, are they I had to, it's like, is this purely Jafar's voice, or are they using some of Mike? But no, it's all Jafar. It was all Jafar. And the crowd people were, as expected, dressed as Michael, dressed in Michael clothing. People were up dancing. This film got a standing ovation. People were clapping and laughing during the film. I mean, it is a celebration of the greatest entertainer of all time. Literally. It is, I mean, it is so, it's good. There are parts of it that I wish they would have delved deeper in on. But one of the things I had to remind myself is they don't dive deep on some of that stuff because it is a Michael film. It's about Michael. It's not about, I even didn't really like how the brothers really didn't get a lot of attention. As far as they felt more just like supporting characters, which they really were. They were just the supporting characters in this film. And I wish that kind of would have been touched on more. But then again, they did not do that because it's about Michael. This is not about fleshing out the entire Jackson family. Unlike Jackson's The American Dream, which was based off of Katherine Jackson's book that she wrote about her family, this wasn't about the family. Within Jackson's The American Dream, which, by the way, don't shoot the messenger, this is just me, that still remains the #1 best all-time favorite Michael Jackson film. Jackson's The American Dream still is the #1. This is great. It's not Jackson's The American Dream, but this is great. Within Jackson's The American Dream, though, you see everything. It starts with Catherine and Joe before the kids are born. We then go into the kids being born. We have Rebe there. You see Janet. You see LaToya. The Jacksons themselves, not that they weren't involved with this, were heavily, 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 heavily involved with Jackson's The American Dream. They handpicked who was going to play their versions of them when they were younger, when they were older. The choreographer that worked with Michael on Thriller worked with the actors and things, dance moves for that movie. It's a 6-hour, including with commercials on VH1, 6-hour film when you're watching that on TV. But they dive into all that stuff. They dive into, within this film, they don't even touch. They mention that they skip ahead, and then you see that Jackie there's a family meeting. Jackie's not there. By that time, Jackie is still with Motown. They have left Motown. Within Jackson's The American Dream, they go into that, obviously. You see that back and forth between Joe and Jackie. You see that Jackie, marrying Berry Gordy's daughter and wanting to stay over there, but also still wanting to be with his brothers, but also wanting to get away from Joe. You see that struggle. You see the cheating from Joe and Jackson's The American Dream, with Catherine discovering that. You see some of the more deeper, intimate conversations that they have. Michael being afraid of planes at a younger age. You see that. I mean, you see a lot of different things. Ben is in this but it's more fleshed out even in Jackson's American Dream about who Ben is and Michael's care for Ben and Michael's love for Ben. So they touch on what they can touch on within the 2-hour film. And I think for what it is, for it being Michael, showing us what we got to see, seeing Michael, you know, sitting in the hospital rooms with the sick kids, which is something that's why I said when people coming out of the theater saying, well, it's over sanitized, it over sanitizes Mike, it shows Michael buying children's toys at Toys R Us. I can pull up a Google, we can YouTube it right now. That's why I said I don't understand why people are doing this weird dance with the Michael film, talking about it over sanitized and show. That's who he was. I can pull up a YouTube video right now of him buying toys for children at Toys R Us. We can go to videos of him sitting next to sick children at their bedside at hospitals. This is it's not, there's nothing new to add to this story, because at this time, from the moment we pick up in Gary, Indiana, to where we leave off in '88 at the Bad Tour, the man was on top of the world. There was nothing outside of his own personal demons, with him not liking the way he looked, with his father being the overall arching bully over his life, with the vitiligo he was dealing with. Those were the personal, intimate issues that he was dealing with. And that's what we are seeing at this part and stage of Michael's life. So there is no need to bring up, again, the allegations, which get brought up. I'm sure they'll touch on the 93 allegations, although they cannot say the family's name. They'll probably touch on the 93 allegations once we get to part 2. Again, I thought it was great. I thought it was a great celebration of Michael's life, seeing it through the lens of Mike. I think Jafar deserves an Oscar. I really do. I thought Coleman Domingo was great, as well as Joe. You really get the sense of, again, still to me, not as evil as Joe was in Jackson's The American Dream, but you get the sense of who Joe was to these boys, how terrified Michael was of him. I mean, in this, you know, you see Michael telling, you know, the record label and telling John Braca to, hey, I need you to fire my dad. You know, I can't do it. I can't look him in his eye and do it. I need you to fire my dad. And even if you pull up interviews of Michael, there's the famous interview of Michael where he's talking about Joe, and he's talking about how they used to get whoopings and he would hit him back, or he would hit back, or something like that. And he said, oh, it was bad. He said, I think he's something like, which interview is it? Something. And he says, to take that out. Is there any way we can take that out to where that's not, I don't want him to see this and all that kind of thing. They were terrified of that man. Terrified of that man. And those were the things that he was dealing with. And so seeing Coleman Domingo really bring that to life, seeing Neil Long bring Catherine to life, the sweet and gentle nature of Catherine, she killed it. And like I said, obviously the biggest thing is Jafar for me. I just can't get my mind off of how Jafar truly embodies Michael. Truly embodies him. It was great. The young boy here, the one that plays young Michael. Yeah. So the young boy that played Michael, he was great too. This was great. So, but the point of what I really wanted to do today was, because the film was great. The film was fantastic, which I already knew it would be. For everybody that doubted Mike, again, you don't understand the Michael effect. I was in a full packed theater last night, and that wasn't just my theater, despite what the critics may be saying. And this is not new for critics when it comes to Michael Jackson. They've been doing this Mike's entire life. They do it in death. They do it in life to Mike. These were theaters and just things that were going on for the film. This was a showing.
And for the music and the joy that he brought into this world. Love
This person said, best cinema experience of my life. Michael Jackson still brings people together in 2026. I'm so honored to have attended the world premiere of Michael. The movie is like nothing I've ever experienced. That's one individual, obviously in a packed theater with people. Just Michael has that ability. He has that ability to, like I said, I knew I was going to cry, but I didn't think I was going to cry as much as I did cry. Especially like there were certain moments. It was the off the wall moment, that little sizzle reel, the ending, the victory tour, just seeing Jafar up there when he was doing the human nature bit. Jesus, man, I was like, oh my God, it is like watching him. It was emotional. And really the whole time, as I'm crying in my seat and watching it, and tears of joy, but also tears of joy watching it, but also tears of joy watching it, but also it was sadness because I miss Mike. I realized, not just realized, of course I miss Michael, but bringing up some of that, those feelings from 2009 of losing Mike and losing him at when we did far too soon. It was great. It was great seeing that, and it just brought up those feelings of, damn, I really miss this man. I love Michael Jackson so. I will fight you over Michael Jackson. I love Michael Jackson. There will never be another person that has this effect, ever. Better mute that because that will get copyright. This isn't a theater. This is look at this up here. There's seats up here. This is a theater. This is in a theater where people are packed enjoying Michael. This is another theater. Just packed. Look at this, bro. Who your favorite artist, any artist today, any artists that are breaking records today, any artist that you still compare to Michael Jackson's fame, that you're still saying they're as famous as Michael Jackson, any of these people, they will never. They might have it in a Capone. Sit the fuck down, bro. Jesus, hold on. Sit your ass down. Move. Get away from my camera. Get over here. Get over here. Move. Because you hit it again. Move. Why the fuck would you come sit your big ass over here anyway? Don't go over there. Oh, I wasn't muted. I'm sorry. You all heard that. Sorry. Yeah, whatever I was saying. None of your artists will never, ever have this effect. Ever. None of them will ever have this effect. None of them will ever have this effect. This wasn't even last night, but this is just a part of the Michael effect.
Get the picture. Get it for her, please.
I'd be the exact same way.
Take as many as you like, folks.
Caleb.
Oh, yeah. So you like it up there? You want to hear something? Have you heard of the TV series Hacks? Yeah? So back then, if you watch the TV series Hacks, all the pool scenes were shot on location here at Michael Jackson's estate.
Look at it. Look at it. We're pulling off.
Stream Hacks and look for the pool scenes. It is all shot right here.
Let's see. Gotta mute. But again, you're just seeing more. This is another theater, a completely different theater where people are still reacting to Michael, still having this reaction to Michael. And these are sold out theaters, by the way. That's why I said, I don't think I think there's a. I have more on here. I sent a lot. I sent this one because this is Lily is in the movie. He talks about her.
This is my llama Louie. He's a really charming, sweet animal. He eats alfalfa. They're originally from South America. And they originally come from the mountains in Peru with the Indians. And they're from the breed of the alpaca as well as the camel. Louie, he was in the circus. I bought him from a lady who was a circus performer. And what he would do, he would give kids rides, 60 pounds or under. And that's what he would do all day, and do tricks. And he's a charming, sweet animal. Say hi, Louie. Let him see your beautiful ears. Come on, Louie.
Beautiful soul.
Be quiet.
Beautiful soul. And again, for those that just really don't understand Mike, if you're watching this and like the man had a llama, yes, the man had a llama. He had giraffes, he had lions, he had snakes, he had birds, he had everything that he did not get to have as a child, things he did not get to experience as a child because there was no childhood. There was no childhood. There wasn't one. It was work. Work. There's a scene in the movie without spoiling it where they're tired, but they got to do more work. Work. I'm not going to go into the rest of the scene, but you'll see. He had no childhood. This was Mike. I mean, and it didn't make him weird. It just made, to me, it made him the soul he was, man. I wouldn't want Mike any other way. Any other way. He's perfect the way he is. More. That was me. I was in tears. I found myself wiping tears so many times. Because he just has that effect. I don't think there would ever be any other celebrity that could bring me to tears. I don't think so. Kobe did when he passed, but that's because he passed. But like meeting him, I don't think I would be in tears at meeting Kobe. At meeting Mike, if I ever had that opportunity, would have been blessed enough to have that opportunity to ever meet Michael Jackson. I don't even know if tears would suffice the visceral reaction my body would have had. I don't even know if I probably would have passed out, honestly. I probably have been one of the people that passed out. It's the effect. And again, if you don't truly understand who Michael is, you don't get it. You don't get it. You probably don't get this stuff. You won't understand the box office when it proves a lot of you wrong. And you'll probably be thinking to yourself, how? I don't get it. This is the guy that people make fun of. This is the guy that has the allegations. This is that. Why is he so? For those of you that just don't get it, Michael Jackson is bigger than the jokes. Michael Jackson is bigger than the allegations. You know, he's not defined by those jokes. He is not defined by the allegations. He's defined by the undeniable talent, undeniable soul, the undeniable toe-tapping irresistibility that you have anytime you hear his music. And whether that be this generation's, the generations to come, the generations that have come, they tried to do it with Beyonce, and I love B. No. They tried to do it with Taylor Swift, and I don't care for Taylor Swift like that, but no. They tried to do it in the height of Justin Bieber. They did it with Chris Brown. Capone, I'm about to slap the dog shit out of you. Love my dog. 11 years old. Yeah, call Peter. He's 11 years old. Big space. Big ass space. Camera's right here. He wants to lay right under the tripod. What the? Lost what I was saying. Anyway, big artist. Big artist. Proud.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the producer of Michael, Graham King.
What's this one? Just, I mean, a lot of the same. A lot of people celebrating. A lot of people dancing.
I cry right now. Bro, y'all.
Yeah, listen to this one. This is a good one.
If I wasn't a real nigga, I'd cry right now. Bro, y'all luckiest people in here. I don't want to cry right now. 10 out of fucking 10. Oh my God. Whoever that critic is, I'll kill you, nigga.
We not playing about Mike out here. Do you see? Bro, she got the mic tagged. What? Ray Charles who? Temptations who, gang? Who else got a movie? Who else got a motherfucking movie? James Brown who, gang? Whitney Houston who? New Edition who? Oh my soul. None of y'all movies fucking with Mike. I'm not gonna lie.
Motherfucker got hit the blood after that movie. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh, I'm gonna go with you, brother.
Only thing I can say is why the fuck would they end the movie right there? Why would y'all end the movie right there? Y'all should have made this motherfucker Temptations long. We could have sat in that bitch for 4-5 hours.
Oh, coulda.
The Avatar, the blue niggas be 3.5 hours long. Y'all gonna end Michael Jackson in 1988 like it ain't another fucking 30 years to go.
Yes, sir.
And I am gonna keep it 100 non-biasedly though. Janet Jackson not being in a movie that don't sit right with me either though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, it's weird.
That don't sit right. I ain't gonna lie. That's the only part. I'm gonna keep it a bean, y'all. Janet Jackson not being in a movie that don't sit right with me, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I respect her decision and all of that, but that definitely took away from the film though. On God. If I wasn't a real nigga, I'd cry right.
I wonder now. LaToya said obviously she declined, but I wonder if Rebe declined too. Rebe's in the first one. She's in the Jackson's The American Dream, but Rebe's not in this. So I wonder if Rebe also declined to be depicted in the film. It's just LaToya. It's just LaToya. Let's see this one. Now, baby. Yeah, celebrating, man. Celebrating, man. It's at the theater. Yeah, come on.
Michael on that screen. A lot of people try to emulate my brother, but he became Michael on the screen, which brought tears to my eyes when I saw it. He did a wonderful job. Let me tell you, it's incredible. With Graham King and Antoine and all the whole crew, man, they captured everything. And it's going to be a part 2 to this movie.
We need a part 2.
It's going to be that. Trust me. This guy became Michael.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, it did. This was the last performance they did last night from the Victory Tour. I mean, Jafar literally embodied this.
I'll tell you what. Tonight, I want to do one of my favorite songs.
Look at him, man.
Just
great.
She likes the way I stare.
Greatness.
And they say why.
Gotta mute him. We'll get copyrighted. Yeah. That was from Victory. Let's see what she said. This was somewhere in maybe a different country because this is in Spanish. Because Mike is global, Mike is universal, Mike is generational, Michael breaks barriers. It doesn't matter about racism, doesn't matter about any of that stuff. It doesn't matter about the jokes. It doesn't matter about the allegations. It doesn't matter about any of the things that you guys, some of you have said leading up to this moment. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. None of it ever mattered, because if it ever mattered, he wouldn't be Michael Jackson. He wouldn't be the world's he's to me, and other people have said this too, and I completely agree with this. Other than Jesus Christ, he's the most famous person in the world. Period. And it's not because of the allegations. It's not because of the jokes. It's because of who he was, the music that he made, and how he brought people together. You saw that in the film last night, which we already knew from the whole, Crips and Bloods thing with Beat It. We saw that last night. You see that in the whole thing with what part of it was it? I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to spoil. I mean, it's really not spoiling. I mean, you know the man's life, but I don't know if I want to spoil how it's done. You see it in every aspect. You see it in every aspect. He's just point blank period, the world's greatest. The world's greatest. Oh yeah, you see it. You see it. I don't want to spoil how it's done, but you see it in the MTV. They do the MTV scene. They do the barrier of the MTV scene. Now, mind you, there were other Black artists before Mike that couldn't scratch MTV. They only played Springsteen, Queen. You're white, you're what's Cyndi Lauper. She came to my high school. Those people during that time, Madonnas, those people during that time, they were playing them. Michael Jackson said, let's break that barrier. You'll never see another. And I love this review here.
How about that? Here's my thoughts. I don't care about the trial. How about that? I do not care. There are documentaries about it. Go find it. Go research it. There's plenty of stuff to talk about the trial. I want 2 hours of watching the King of Pop be the King of Pop. How about that? Why can't we have fun anymore? Why does everything have to be a message? Why does everything have to be, well, if we're going to talk about the good, you got to talk about the bad. How about this? How about you go make a movie about Michael Jackson and you talk about the trial, and I'll give that a 27% Rotten Tomatoes score. How about that? But this Friday, my friend, I'm going to moonwalk right to the AMC. I'm going to sidestep right to the concession stand. I'm going to get my free large upgrade popcorn because I'm an A+ AMC member, and I'm going to enjoy that. Thank you. Here's my thoughts. I don't care about...
Because I will be moonwalking to see it again Friday with my family, and I'm probably going to sidestep my ass to see it again on Saturday. And I'm going to pop locking my ass onto the movie theater again on Sunday with some other friends and see it, because it has that fucking rewatchability. It's such a good time. It's such a good time. It's such a good time. So I'm going to be just like this dude here. Another theater. Mute it. Yeah, it's too much. Yeah, it's an event. It's a moment. It's an event. I love this. Let's listen to this one too. This is a good one.
Last night, the movie. Oh my God. Why doesn't everybody in the world know about this? I called a great friend this morning on the way to work, told him I saw the Michael premiere last night. It was great. Huge premiere, Hollywood Boulevard. They shut it down. Old school, like a Tom Cruise movie, baby. The whole boulevard was shut down. He said, when's that coming out? I said, what? Friday. He's like, who's playing Michael? I said, Do people not know about this movie? I got a feeling it's not, something happened. We're missing something. I mean, standing ovation last night. The movie is fantastic. The music is great. Wah-ha-ha. But the acting.
Woo, that acting.
You couldn't have gotten luckier or better.
You couldn't.
With the two Michael Jacksons. The little young Michael, played by Giuliano Valdi, this little, gem of a kid. He captures that incredible energy and talent and spark that anchored the Jackson Five. And then Michael's nephew, Jafar Jackson, son of Jermaine and Alejandra Genevieve Ozaza.
Man,
Jafar. His mom's name is tough to say. This kid has got wicked talent. He was 13 when his Uncle Michael died. He's talked about spending holidays at Neverland. He really loved his uncle Michael. Jafar almost became a pro golfer. My guy. Before music took over, he plays the piano, taught himself the piano, has a beautiful ear. His voice is just angelic, like Michael's. Had to fight for the part. The casting took 2 years, even though he was a nephew. It still was a massive process. Katherine Jackson ultimately gave her blessing to her grandson and said, he's perfect for the part and she's not wrong. The soft voice, the dance moves, the energy. The movie is beautiful. I saw Michael last night, the movie. Oh my God. Why doesn't everybody in the world know about this? I called.
Yeah, this person here, and I so much agree with this. The powers that be are making sure that the mainstream media don't talk about it as much at all. Still fighting this man in his grave. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. Still fighting Mike in his grave. Just leave me alone. That's it. Just leave him alone. Leave me alone. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. What do these ones say? Just seen it for the first showing here in south of France. Absolutely agree with you. It's fantastic. Acting was amazing. The music, my youth. Acting is, man, I'm telling you, he deserves an Oscar. He truly does. He truly does. He deserves an Oscar for this performance. It is amazing. It is amazing.
The new Michael movie has movie theater employees very concerned, not only because they're going to be making a mess, but because people are sticking around through the credits and dancing through the credits.
Now, I'm going to pause it really quick because that was my theater last night. Not a person left until the credits it was concluded because they played music. They play songs. So people are in there dancing. People are in there, standing up. It was, yeah. But I'm not shocked by this because I know who Michael Jackson is, and I know the effect that Michael Jackson has on the world. So I'm not shocked by any of this.
Obviously, because the music is amazing. And movie theater employees are worried that they're not going to be able to clean all the theaters and all the messes that people are making with enough time for each screening. Now, this is probably not the case because they stagger them enough, but also they are worried about people making a mess. Now, as you guys already know, Michael has gotten some pretty negative reviews so far, specifically for being kind of vanilla, starting at around a 27%. Right now, it's sitting at 36%. So they're not really sure what to think of the movie. It seems as though there was a lot of aspects of the movie that they wanted to capture, but for some reason were not able to. This is all due to legal reasons. They were cut off from making different parts of this movie. But honestly, audiences are really loving it, specifically because they feel like it's just a big giant music video. It does show a lot of the things that we would want to see in a Michael movie, but a lot of people are saying that it's a little bit vanilla and it's not enough. It comes out this weekend. Let me know if you guys plan to see it or not. The new Michael movie.
Yeah. This one too, I saved this not because this is a new. Joe Rogan here is not talking about. I'm no fan of Joe Rogan either. It's not that it's Joe Rogan is talking about the movie. This is just, again, maybe for some that are watching.
And how big Michael Jackson was. I don't think they understand it because they weren't alive when it was happening. You could literally have people passing out, falling up. They couldn't stand being near him. They'd freak out.
Michael Jackson was the most famous person on earth. You could show me any pope, any president, any movie star, any musician, any activist, any whatever the fuck, any world leader, any whatever. Michael Jackson was more famous than all of them.
I honestly don't think that there's been a more famous person since Mike. I'm gonna throw that out.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ, I think, was more famous than Mike.
Jesus Christ and Michael Jackson.
Yes.
Damn, they trying to get me fucking. Yeah. This one? Okay. Michael Jackson did this without social media, is what the caption says, and it says, let that sink in. I mean, again, it's just, I'm ready to see the numbers for it, because the audience is loving it.
What about?
Dang. Yep. Post Michael effect coming out. And these are people of all colors, all races, all ethnic backgrounds, because those things do not matter when you discuss Michael Jackson. It just doesn't matter. I like this one too. This person said, the critics are wrong. We watched Michael and thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. Is Michael flawless? No. However, it's certainly not a 3 out of 10 or 30% rating. When the reviews came in, I questioned whether I had overlooked something or seen a different film. After taking a full day to read through the negative critiques, I can confidently state that the movie Michael is facing a smear campaign. Of course, he has always faced a smear campaign. Always. In life, in death, but he always overcomes it, and he always comes out on top. Like Perp said in the comments the other day, when it's 1v1, you always bet on Mike. You always bet on Mike. He said that is unrelated to the actual content. It celebrates the entertainer, and there is nothing wrong with that. Exactly. This is another country. Kid, look how young this little boy is. Look how young he is. His children are going to be doing this. His children's children are going to be doing this. Come on, and this is a completely different country. Oh! Yeah, y'all was worried about Mike. Fuck that. It's a little boy. Yeah. Michael is Michael. Got two supers here I need to address. One from Torian, or both from Torian. Thank you, Torian. Torian said, mind you, this was before MJ became known as the King of Pop, all the greatness before he got the official title. Right. And like I said, they end at 88. They end at the bad tour. Now, they show you how great he was even before that. Especially with how the, I mean, you can, again, the stuff that they show in the movies, we're here. I can. But you can go look up the behind the scenes, and I'll pull it up here too. You can look at the behind the scenes of the Beat It, the making of Beat It, when he pulled both gangs together. How they were acting in the movie is how they were acting in those behind the scenes. Mike had that ability, bruh. He took two rival gangs, the Crips and the Bloods, brought them together for that video, and had them shake hands to agree to let's find a better way to do this, to make this world a better place. I mean, that's just one thing that Mike has done, as far as, like, again, only things Michael Jackson can do. Torian also said people are going to be passing the Kleenex box like a collection plate when part 2 comes out. Yeah. For sure. For sure.
Most people think they know Michael Jackson's story, the moonwalk, the glove, the screaming crowds. But Michael's life was much bigger than those famous moments. Behind the music was a kid who carried pressure his whole life, a man who changed pop culture forever, and someone the world often misunderstood. If the Michael movie really wants to tell the truth, it can't just show the highlights everyone already knows. There are certain moments in Michael's life that shaped who he became, and if the film ignores them, it completely misses the real story. So let's talk about 10 scenes the Michael movie absolutely must include, or it fails to capture the true Michael Jackson. Scene 1. The day the world met a 10-year-old superstar. If the Michael movie really wants to start the story the right way, it has to begin in Gary, Indiana, with a small kid who had no idea his life was about to change forever. Michael was only 10 years old when he stepped forward during a Jackson 5 performance and started singing Who's Lovin' You? And if you watch that performance today, you can actually see the moment people realize something special is happening. His voice wasn't just good for a kid, it was powerful, emotional, almost painful to listen to in the best way. That moment matters because it's the first time the world saw what Michael Jackson really was. Not just another child in a family group, but the center of it all. If the movie skips this moment, it misses the most important part of the story, because before Michael Jackson became the king of pop, he was just a little boy standing on a stage and already singing like his soul had lived 100 years. Scene number 2. The night the moonwalk shocked the world. If the movie skips this moment, then honestly, it misses one of the most important nights in music history. I'm
going back real quick because let me see. This was the Michael premiere in Berlin. Let's see this.
It's another ET exclusive.
On April 9th and 10th, Berlin became the home of every Michael Jackson fan on the planet. Thousands of fans flew in from all over the world to be part of something truly special, the global fan celebration and world premiere of Michael, the brand new biopic starring Jafar Jackson. And it did not disappoint. The Jackson family showed up together on that red carpet. Jafar got a standing ovation that had people crying in their seats. And the fan energy inside that venue was something nobody had ever seen before. But it wasn't all perfect. Behind the celebrations, fans were getting frustrated. Influencers were getting VIP treatment, while real fans who traveled across the world were left standing in the cold. In the next 10 minutes, I'm taking you through everything that happened in Berlin, the emotional moments, the shocking drama, and the big debate that is still going on right now.
I don't know if I care about the shocking drama in Berlin. Let's see. That's what I'll do. You got me working day and night.
Tonight, we'll be talking to the man who directed the
Damn,
shoot,
it's coming through
Bob Jerome,
one
about his work with Michael Jackson.
headphone. They're trying to get me.
Because the areas were so dangerous. And Michael walked in, and some old drunken lady saw and said, "And Michael Michael!" And being the hero he is, got off that stool and came to him, followed by maybe 20, 25 people, one by one. Mike, Jack, Michael, all right, and that kind of thing. And Jack, hey, Jack, whoa, what? And before you know it, everybody was there. And here we were, the 8 of us, looking like this. Michael never moved. It was an interesting experience for Michael. But the experience turned out to be a nice experience, because all they wanted to do was feel and touch and see a superstar. And they reached out and touched him, and Michael touched them back. And it was the first time that I saw.
Do you hear the way they're talking? I mean, just the way they talk about, man, that's what I'm saying. I just don't know if you have dissected it. I just don't know if you've really studied it. They are talking about it, and they're talking about him as if he is a god amongst men. They reached out to touch Michael, and Michael reached to touch the back. Like, what? No other artist has that.
Some sort of mystical thing happening between him and people. And it was what was a scary moment turned out to be a nice moment, you know?
How many days of shooting did you beat it?
Two
Yes,
nights.
I saw that
They
last
weren't
night.
considered days. 10th take. The thing was so hot. Everybody came from everywhere, and I never forget the smoke in that factory, you know, in that warehouse, and those doors opening. I mean, it was really hot, and there was not one bit of trouble.
Only Mike. Only Mike. Just, I mean, I've seen all these things. I've watched this before. I'm always in awe of him.
Michael, know you had a winner on your hands.
Yes. I mean, I can't.
Always. I'll
You can be
forever
humble
be in
and
awe
say,
of this man.
But you know what? It's hot. Michael Peters had a party. The choreographer had a party 2 nights later, and I was in Los Angeles. And I took the cassette. I went to a party, which is predominantly black, and played it. And the party was in one room, the dancing was in one room, and everybody stayed in that room. And they must have played it 75 times. And you knew. I mean, you can know. You know, damn. You know, whoa, one more time. You know, I mean, it's hot. It's hot. You know, we're at a time when things like that have a great appeal, and that has a good appeal.
Beat It had. Were you a bit disappointed when you found out that Michael Jackson had chosen John Landis to do Thriller?
Mm-hmm. I think all creative people who have egos would be disappointed, but I think the choice to choose John for that kind of piece that he had experience in Werewolf, and he's a fine major league director, and I think their collaboration is wonderful.
Beat It, directed by you, Thriller by Landis, both had these dramatic manhole scenes.
The manhole scenes are Michael's. That was one of the scenes, and in Beat It, he suggested he always wanted to do that. In fact, he bothered me.
Because Michael, listen to this. Hold on. I forget you can't hear that unless I share that. So listen to this. And it makes sense to what he was just saying about, you know, Michael coming up with the manhole scene, Michael being the creative behind and you see that in the film. They show it. I wish they would have kind of went into a bit more of his brain, his creativity and things like that. I think that's what when it comes to things that I would have wanted more, that's what I would have wanted more of. But this ties into what the director of Beat It was just saying.
See, I Want You Back.
Hold on, let me boom.
This is dated November 6, 1979. He was on the road with his brothers on the Destiny Tour. MJ will be my new name. No more Michael Jackson. I want a whole new character, a whole new look. I should be a totally different person. People should never think of me as the kid who sang ABC, I Want You Back. I should be a new, incredible actor, singer, dancer that will shock the world. I will do no interviews. I will be magic. I will be a perfectionist, a researcher, a trainer, a master. I will be better than every great actor roped in one. I must have the most incredible training system to dig and dig and dig until I find. I will study and look back on the whole world of entertainment and perfect it. Take it steps further from where the greatest left off. This is dated November 6, 1979.
1979 is when he wrote that. So that would have been around the Off the Wall time. Yeah, right. That would have been around Off the Wall time. That's when he wrote that. And again, it just ties into the creativity of Michael, how great he wanted to be. I mean, it didn't stop at, which you guys, for those of you that know Mike, it didn't stop at that. It's, you know, Mike wanted to do more acting, to be more of an actor. You know, he almost bought Marvel, wanted to be Spider-Man. I mean, I think, didn't he also want to do something with Star Wars? I mean, Michael was in any avenue he went in. He killed it. I mean, he was an extraordinary person that we will never have again. There are talented individuals, and there will be other talented individuals that you also will compare to Michael Jackson. Generations from now, they're going to still be comparing artists to Michael Jackson. As famous as Michael Jackson. The fact that you have to say as famous as Michael Jackson lets you know that no one will ever be as famous as Michael Jackson. Generations from now, they'll say, hey, little 2K Pop or whatever the fuck the kids are going to be calling themselves then, he's as famous as Michael Jackson. I mean, the man was great. The man was great.
Bob was, when we were doing the manhole, I kept looking for, manhole's not that easy to find, especially ones you can go down, or a schedule that tight. But we found it and did it, and that might end up being his trademark. He may do Peter Pan and have a manhole scene, I don't know, but effective scenes,
Welcome to the making of Thriller.
Play back.
I wish we could listen to it. Just for the time that that Michael is in theaters, they should do what Kendrick did and do the copyright free for people online, so we can use it during things like this. Damn.
Here we go, right away.
Well, right now you're in East Los Angeles. It's mainly Hispanic.
Yes, I have.
A lot of industry in this area where we are now on Union Pacific Avenue. And unfortunately, somebody leaked to the press or the radio stations today, broadcast that we're going to be all over Los Angeles, Broadway, in this section of town. That's why you see 300-400 children here. And they've all come out to see
Yeah, I played that one.
Michael Jackson.
I found out about it from my mom, and I drug her down here with me from Van Nuys, and we just came down to see him dance, have a good time.
Well, how were you able to get back here?
Back here? It was kind of hard. It's hard getting this.
Look at my foot.
We worked our way around. It was fun, though.
Well, what is it about Michael Jackson that you come all the way down here at 3 a.m. to see him?
I like his music. His music's a lot of fun to dance to, and he's a really, really good dancer. That's mostly why I like him.
I heard on the radio that he was going to be downtown LA. We went all the way over there. They told us he wasn't going to be there. We drove all the way here. We lied. We got in. I saw him. He's great. He's the best.
He dances really good, and we'd go anywhere.
Anywhere to see it. We're ready to go to the other places.
He's just down to earth, and that's the way I want him to be, down to earth.
He's great. I'm speechless.
Yes, talent, yes, class. He's my man.
And I think he's the best dancer. He's the sexiest man I've ever met in my whole entire life.
Okay.
I love him.
Okay, turn around. Wave to these people. Just wave.
I like Michael Jackson because he's good, he's bad, he knows how to dance.
And I think he's so sexy and so gorgeous. And I don't care where he is. I would have gone all that way to see him anyways.
Because he's exciting.
Because he's cute. He knows how to sing good.
I like the way he dresses. I like Michael Jackson because he pops. Pops good.
Okay, go down.
Go under. Hey, what channel?
I was impressed because you were real nice on the phone. I didn't think you would be nice for some reason, really.
I was nice on the phone.
Very nice.
I think it was the connection.
Well, we're trying to bring back the motion picture shorts. And I wanted Thriller and Beat It to be a stimulant for people to make better videos or short films. I saw American Werewolf in London. We really, really liked it because it was a different type of horror movie. It was comedy and horror. That's the way I saw it. And I said, who's the director who did it? And they said, John Landis, John Landis. I said, great, that's who we got to get. So I said, get in touch with him.
How much of this damn film can be shown? Damn, are they still? Oh, I was about to say, are they still showing the movie?
When I met Michael and I went to his house and we talked, I gradually became aware that he knew me from American Werewolf and knew nothing else.
I haven't seen any. Well, I saw Kentucky Fried Movie.
Saw Kentucky Fried Movie.
Which was funny.
So it was like real awkward. George said, well, Michael, I mean, have you seen Trading Places?
No.
Animal House?
No.
Blues Brothers?
No.
Sort of like real depressing.
Those are your biggest ones.
Real depressing afternoon at Michael Jackson's house. I was on holiday.
And I don't want to make it like I'm really not when I say this. Just even watching this and sitting where I'm sitting and knowing that, I mean, obviously this is old, but just him, you get this, I don't know, it's this feeling like, I don't know, he has this
I was
ability.
with my wife and kid in London, just doing nothing. And my agent called me and said, Michael Jackson called. And I went, little Michael Jackson of the Jackson 5? I get a phone call from Michael Jackson, who very kindly and graciously figured out that London's 8 hours ahead of LA, so called me at 2 a.m. But anyway, so, and I said hello, and he said, you know my song Thriller? Yes, of course. Put my hand on the phone. And I didn't know the song. I knew the album, and I knew Beat It and Billie Jean. So I said to Michael, listen, Michael, I'd love to make something more elaborate, which Michael picked up on because that's what he wanted to do. His whole thing was, we got to be good, it's got to be great, it's got to be big.
The best.
The best.
So when we stick them for the live cast, we won't actually have to put them in, but when we put them in, we'll put them in like polygraph and stuff so they stay.
When I first walked in Rick's studio, it was like a museum of horror. I mean, all these faces, and I was so amazed by it. There's the one man, it's just his head, and it's split open, and all these organs are gushing out in his brains. It's disgusting, but it's brilliant. I think he's an incredible artist.
The very first makeups I ever did were just grease paint makeups where you just take your standard grease paint material and use it as an artist paints a picture with highlights and shadows, light colors and dark shadows to create and contour the shape. And my father, who's a fine artist, actually taught me how to use that. The principles are the same. Then I just did a lot of research, went to libraries and found books on makeup and tried to find ones that got into this kind of work.
What were you like when you were 10 years old?
Pretty strange. I actually started makeup when I was 10. So I made up all the friends in the neighborhood, and usually they were pretty ghastly makeup, third-degree burns and gashes and wounds. And I wasn't allowed in a lot of houses when I was a kid, in the neighborhood.
I don't get tired of doing the same song over and over.
Don't you? Really? Well, the biggest challenge with this film was to be able to get the amount of work that we had to get done in the time that we had. And at one point, there's, I think, about 30 different zombies that we created. We had 20 makeup artists all working, putting appliances on zombies and painting them all up. It's the largest makeup crew I've ever had.
They'll get us.
Well, they told us that we had to have like a lot of dead people. So what we did is that we went down to the Salvation Army and bought a lot of old suits and things, sort of as is. They had holes in them and things, so we took them home and wrecked them. We dunked them in water and we rubbed them on the ground and we slashed them up with razor blades. And we laid them out to dry and stuff. Bugs crawled in them, and I don't know, maybe some bugs are still in them.
1, 2, 3, go!
Now, zombie, action.
Much better. Now tell him to come on out. Come on out, Tony.
Come on.
Excellent. Head up, Tony. Head up towards me. Let's see you. Come on up. Cut. Very good. Good. Wait, come here. There's a picture.
Turn on one more. Right away. Stand by and go again.
Reach out at his camera. Reach out at his camera.
There you go.
Reach out. That's good. All right, get in your hole. That looked great, didn't it? What?
I said, did it really? Ouch! Better put me down, please.
Put you down. Let me know when you need Jackson again.
You punk.
Those that got to have this type of intimate relationship with more intimate relationship with Mike, truly blessed, even if for a moment, even if for, even if it wasn't a lifetime relationship, just the fact that you got this type of moment with him, truly blessed. And I say that, I'm not saying that to make it sound like, again, because I obviously, no, I do not worship the feet of Michael Jackson. But when it comes to gifts from God, he truly was a gift. He truly was a gift. He was a gift that lit the world. So just people that got to have these type of interactions with him, you were a lucky individual.
Yeah, you have to remember that this is heavy. So as soon as you get it over a little bit, stick your hand in and push it that way. All right. Because otherwise it looks silly if it slides over. Also, I put this hand like that. That's fine. Yes, please. Smoke it up, please. Here's Charles. Here's Rick Baker. There's people down there. We're going to do it perfect now, aren't we? Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Are we rolling now? Drive speed on both cameras? Hold still. Okay, Tom. Get up. Cut. Yes, I print those.
Breaking and entering.
Action, Mike.
And I know he just loved doing it because he wanted to do so much more acting. That's why he was making these not only to be different, not only to stand out way above the rest of making these short films for his songs, but Mike really wanted to get into acting. He wanted to do it all because he was such a talented individual. It didn't stop at music. Mike his personality was captivating. He was captivating. Everything about him. So, he's great in The Wiz. He wanted to do more.
Come on, Tommy. You're right. I got one.
Indeed. Indeed.
Good.
They have. Have you seen the Moonwalker action figures? Or they're not action figures. They're the dolls of him. Let me see if I. Yeah. Yeah, they had some good ones. Yep, The Wiz.
Remember your order through the
doors. We have a closer cut, wider cut.
Okay, well, then
Man,
listen.
I've been
Just-
nonstop
if-
inside,
if,
especially since the week of the movie.
We'll drop back.
Yeah, he's talking about now.
No. I'm not going to go through another door because that was great. I'll never get that again. So we'll just drop back to Ola's point of view.
Michael, not yet. When I say action, open your eyes wide and come forward. Ready, Cynthia?
That's the
Everybody?
the ending of it.
Action.
Four.
Cut. I think what happened, he got pushed away.
Cut.
How's that for you? Let's do
John,
it again.
John.
What?
78.
After into the room, I don't know if I'm seeing the wrong thing.
No, it's fine.
Okay.
You're seeing it,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
it's fine.
Like that. And then if you need more, keep punching away. But it'd be great if at that time you could start to try to
There's a big X here. Make your first punch on that.
Oh, all right, Ken.
As soon as you get him done,
Okay. Let's go,
move
please.
your makeup stuff out.
Quiet. Close the big door.
Put Kevin in.
You ready, Kevin?
Action. End slate. Excellent. End slate.
Who remembers the time video? And remember the time video dropped? Yes. Remember where family's home when the unfortunately I was not. My mom tells me about my mom and her sister saw him and not him, they saw the Jackson 5 in concert. But she tells both big Michael fans. My mom has all like her old records and old Michael stuff. She still has a lot of it. Damn, that would have been fun if I should have asked her if I could have brought some of that older stuff on here. But she has a lot of that older stuff like from then. So she tells me about the premiere of she's told me about the premiere of Thriller and the first time he moonwalked and where they were in that moment and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, we're going to do this metamorphosis on Michael Jackson. So first I started with his color Xerox of Michael from Rolling Stone and did these overlays on acetate. First we had to paint out the Rolling Stone and all that. This is just him with corneal contact lenses. We go to scleral contacts, full eye contacts that look like cats. He's got now our first set of, the next time we see him, he's now got a wig on, a full face foam rubber appliance. We're going to have bladders and little mechanisms in here to start stretching it out and changing it. Appliances, which is the second life mask that we took. With the teeth in, the contact lenses, new wigs, ears. Another mask. Now it's much more hair, different color. This is what the mask would look like with his mouth open, showing his teeth.
1 minute, 30 seconds.
The way they used to do it back in the day.
4 minutes.
Well, I think the one thing that Michael really wanted the most in this Thriller is to do the transformation. He wanted to change into a monster. I actually was trying to talk him out of it. And he just wants to go through that. I don't know why. I told him how horrible an experience it's going to be and how he gets to do this every day. But he likes the makeup. He likes makeup a lot and has a lot of fun with it. He's a real good person to work with. Okay, Michael, you want to put your hands up to your face? Lean forward real far from the waist, I think. That's good. Yeah. Now start scooting your face all around inside. Just sucking in your cheeks and everything. Don't pull. Okay, it's probably thick. It must be the thick. Okay, let me get some towel. I got enough for it. Here. Over there, Sean.
They don't do it like this in Hollywood anymore.
Here.
Very rarely.
Just have your teeth.
Big shot.
You all right?
Okay, now that you're out of there, Michael.
difference.
We got the first one out. It looks kind of silly because you got those teeth in, but that's
That's wonderful.
That's you with the teeth in.
That's great. All right.
Hey, Mike.
That's amazing.
That's that. To do the metamorphosis makeup on Michael, the first thing we did was start by gluing latex bladders to his face.
Mm-hmm.
Good. It goes up on the side here. Good.
Right. Really.
Now these are basically little custom-made balloons to inflate the foam rubber appliance to a specific shape. So these are glued onto his face, and then on top of that, we then glue a foam latex appliance. The hairpiece comes down pretty far. This is kind of scary here. Can you do that left, right brow? Blow it up. Let's see into that piece. See a little edge lifted up here to get outside corner of the eye. In this case, it's the stage 3 makeup, which is just about to the final cat monster. After the foam latex appliance is glued on top of the bladders, then the hair pieces go on, and we paint it with a special makeup. It's called rubber mask grease paint.
Look at that.
I'm real pleased with this. He looks wonderful.
So should we put his eyes in?
Yeah, please.
Aren't those hands great?
I'll be across the room. I can't stand. Do you want him to sit? Do you want him to sit down?
I want you to look up for me for a minute.
Game time.
Well, this won't sting, I don't think. Okay, Michael, you are going to look up, okay? Okay, there you go. Now we gotta send it in.
I hate putting contacts in.
Okay, can you, are you pretty comfortable?
Mm-hmm.
And
Okay, Michael, let's just look up. There we go. Okay.
They're fine until, like, if you go over 15 minutes, they start aching and paining. But when you begin to get physically tired and your eyes get tired, you put these drops in that burns, like putting Tabasco hot sauce in your eyes.
Okay.
You go, oh, and you're crying and your eyes are red. But up to there, it's fine.
Michael Jackson isn't Michael Jackson as a werewolf. Michael Jackson is another person totally with the mask.
You put this thing on and you slowly metamorphosize it into this whole other person. And when you look at yourself in the mirror, you can't help but let the whole mood and the character of it come to life. You can see the way it should walk, the way it should react, the way it should move.
Can you see it now?
That is fantastic. To inflate the bladders, we just use squeeze balms and just use hand pressure to actually squeeze the air into the bladder. We had 6 bladders on his face today, so we had 3 operators, each one with 2 squeeze balms.
All right, you ready?
Oh,
Let's roll.
interesting.
Roll, please. Okay. All right, now, Michael, what I want you to do when I tell you to is open your eyes, start shivering, and make noises.
Get over here.
All right? Noises like it hurts. You ready? Action. Now raise the hand a little bit more.
why? Why?
Bring it down again. We'll do it again. We're still rolling.
You need more spritz.
Okay.
Whoa, what was that?
All right, cut.
Which one was it, Sean?
Over here.
So you go. Yeah. Right. So you should just be coming off the left foot.
I did Beat It with Michael Peters, which I choreographed portions of that as well. And as I told John Landis, I want Michael Peters to work on this thing. And so we got together and we did certain steps and he did certain things. I said, no, I don't like that. And he said, yeah, I like this, or I don't like that, what I did. And we just finally ended up agreeing on, you know, the piece.
Okay. Okay, here we go. Bang, 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 bang. Shoulder, and bop. And hip.
Pound.
And bop. And bada, chin, bada. Oh, bada.
whack. Early picture bang, lean, big. We have 18 professional dancers. We have 4 pop lock dancers. I was looking for people that would really get off on what we were doing. And when they walked into the studio the first day, I said, look, this is not a glamour gig, you know? I mean, it's going to be uncomfortable makeup and dentures in your mouth and, 12 hours of being really weird looking. I said, we love it. Okay? People? Also, the only other thing, you'll be helped by the teeth in your mouth, but I watched during the day this time, be aware of your face. I mean, because you're going to, we'll see it, make faces and stuff. Okay, now we are now at that point of the day where we throw away all the technical rehearsal, all the cleanup. Now we're going to work on character, right? Because what I see now is, everybody thinking, okay? Just put it in the computer, let it rest. Let's see a little performance.
Let's know that, huh? Killing it.
That you're born with and you can do, and you just continue doing it and you get better and better. After my Motown performance, where I performed Billie Jean, I was nominated for an Emmy, in which I lost. But my real award was the next day after the show, when Fred Astaire called my house. He said, I saw the show last night, I taped it, I watched it twice this morning, and he said, you were incredible, you're a hell of a mover. And I said, God, thank you, it's so wonderful for you to say that, because I think you're the best.
PYT.
John came to the studio with like 30 photographs of different girls.
And I went in and he started telling me about Michael's video and playing Michael's music, and I had this huge grin on my face. I just stared at the John Landis and had this grin on my face like, you gotta give it to me. I would love to do it. And I got lucky.
I wonder if it's muffled enough to. But I don't know.
You're going too fast. You're going too fast.
I guess
Love it.
So it's like you are going to be dancing together. And the other thing, Michael, look, I never want you further. Let's stand still. I never want you further away from her than this.
Okay.
See what's happening? You're getting way out.
Okay.
Should always keep that circle around her.
Okay.
Okay. So we'll just try it once more.
Easy for you to say.
Very easy. Watch this. Go ahead.
No, I love working.
The scene with Michael and Ola, where the long dolly, where they go along and sing, we rehearsed that very briefly and very loosely. We did it like 4 or 5 times just to establish the beat, so that as long as Ola kept the beat, we could always come back to it. And Michael was left pretty much alone. What I wanted to exploit there was the excitement of Michael Jackson. I mean, nobody moves like Michael Jackson. And that energy and excitement of him relating to another person like that. I wanted to get that electricity.
Do you have a copy of the script?
Okay, yeah.
Call the office and have someone bring us one. Copy of the script.
Okay, yeah.
Call the office and have someone bring us one. Do you have a copy of the script?
Okay, yeah.
Call the office and have someone bring us one. Actually, you should know all these lines by Wednesday anyway.
Okay.
You know what? I don't want to go through it again until we're there.
Oh
'Cause I
my
don't wanna
God,
stay.
Planet Poppy, you ain't never lied.
You can always
First
tell
of
when I
all,
really don't like something.
that whole
because it get real
the whole
deep.
upper part of his outfit
It's
is
like
tough.
because I'll tell you.
On action.
That's something Michael was too. He could dress. He could dress his ass off. The whole upper part of that outfit right there. The plaid shirt, the Mickey, is it a sweater?
Because you get really
Mickey sweater? Yeah, that shit, that's tough. Tough.
real me. No, it's like, because I'll tell you. On action, you step to that line.
Oh, okay.
It's your close-up only.
All right.
You step to that line.
But I stop here first. See, that's what I understand. Come on.
Ready?
Do that.
Idle action.
Bam.
Wrong. Michael, look. Wrong. You didn't land at all where you were supposed to land.
I know.
All right, not only did you not land where you were supposed to land, but you landed badly. You have to land, look, you have to bend your leg, you have to act. What? So when you, Mike, look, you have to jump up and out.
Yeah.
So you're not on camera here, so you can get yourself all ready. You have to jump up and out so that you land to go.
It's Sunday night. It's about 10 after 10. I'm very tired. We've had a very long day.
This is the famous White Sox shot.
What's going on his toe? It's not his toes. Whatever.
We're about 80% edited on Michael Jackson's Thriller short. We finished shooting 3 days ago, so I think we're doing awfully well.
There's music on that though, right?
No. There's sound effects and stuff.
So no accompaniment music.
No,
Not on this part. Not on this part. No, this, but there's lots of sound effects. There's also the sound of.
All that. Cannot. You know what my favorite music video of Michael's is? It's Smooth the Criminal. Thor, shut up. You got me working day and night. Sorry. Someone's trying to get me to take another cat. Okay, let me see. My favorite is Smooth Criminal.
Okay, here we go. Places, please, everyone. Very nice. Nice work. Keep that little bit of spacing. It works much better for my eye. Here we go.
We're the UCLA Felon Drill Team, basically, and our skills at marching and memorizing counts is what I guess brought us here, and we excel at taking orders, and we can make things look real sharp.
The one where he told her voice was annoying.
A little bit of military spirit, so it kind of adds, credibility to our getup as Shadow Legion warriors.
Quick, look over here, run!
That was so cute. That was so cute.
Yeah, I agree. It's hard to pick
At first, these were really grown-ups pants,
this video
and
is
I
probably
feel
my
like
favorite.
they
This,
took
I love
them
Remember
and
the
they cut
Time
them
as
and
well.
they dragged them on the floor. And I like this because it's really cool.
They're really trying to get my ass. Yeah, this was great. Oh. And yeah, you okay.
then at the top,
And Michael said, it helps my character.
Cut.
Wait, what did he say?
Michael's wearing Band-Aids, white Band-Aids on his fingers. And I said to the director, what happened to Michael's fingers? Nothing. He said to Michael, what's with the Band-Aids? And Michael said, it helps my character.
Cut.
Because every time it's different. Every time. See, every time it's not going to be the same. That's why it's a lot of good stuff in certain things and certain things.
And we're going to have a beat to go to, right? We're going to have a beat to go to. So this is where you want the band, like the real musician.
No, we're going to lay with this.
Yeah, he can
We're going to lay with this.
I can't really hear him.
Right. Just a horn or something, you know, to ride the feeling of it. Because I want the music to represent the way we feel. You know, it's got to dictate our emotion.
Right.
You know, our moods. We're expressing the way everybody feels. It's rebellion. You know what I mean? We're letting out what we always wanted to say to the world.
Exactly.
Passion and anger.
This is the company. We've
Yeah, man. Yeah, greatness. Pure greatness. Pure greatness. Pure greatness. All the way around. Love Mike. Yeah, if you have not seen Michael yet, which I know a lot of you in the chat are going to see Michael, you're going to check it out. This is a movie that has rewatchability as many times as you would like to see it, as many times as your wallet will allow for you to be able to go and see it. This is truly a great movie. It is a celebration of his life. It does not touch on everything or delve deeply into everything, maybe as everybody would like for it to do. But when it comes to celebrating Michael, when it comes to celebrating who he was, when it comes to his music, just being a fan of him, this is a good film. This is a film that any Michael fan would see numerous times and should see numerous times as well. This is, like, again, a really good movie. I am Too Fly Kim, you asked me earlier. I thought I answered it, but you asked me earlier, do I still think 2 billion? I still think it's over $1 billion. Yes. Will it hit 2 billion? I don't know, but I still think it's over $1 billion. Yes. This is just, again, it's good. It's good. It does feel in moments quick. Feels like we're kind of moving through too quick sometimes, because I want more. You want to spend more of that time with Michael through those different eras of his life leading up till bad. But it's so quick because they're trying to get through it all. Because the man's life is just so much larger than life. Again, so it's again, for those that haven't seen it, get your tickets. If you haven't, go see this movie. Go see it this weekend. Again, I'm going to go see it again Friday. I'm going to go see it again. I don't know about Saturday, but I know I'm seeing it Sunday, but I'm going to go see it again Friday. So go see this movie as much as you possibly can. Get these numbers up from Michael. I think he's going to break another record. And be the first biopic to pass $1 billion. So we shall see and watch these numbers very, very carefully as we monitor this. Yeah. So yeah, anyway, that's today. I've got to get going and get some things taken care of. Now we are back live tonight, where we will undoubtedly discuss more Michael Jackson, but this time with the panel, this time with doubters as well. So we will go in and see what the masses, the rest of the panel is thinking so far of the critic score for Michael, what people are thinking of the first, the advanced screening showing things, and the videos are coming out, the reviews coming out from people that have seen the film. We're going to talk about all that. I don't know if Marcus has seen it yet. I know that I'm sure we'll probably see it this weekend. I don't know if he's seen it yet though. But yeah, so we're going to have that discussion. We'll talk about other things. I'm sure we'll talk about Clayface. We'll talk about all the other things from this week that I've touched on a little bit, but we'll touch on it as a panel, get all everybody's thoughts and have the conversation then. So yeah, come on back for the Pantheon stream this evening. I guarantee you it should probably be a good one. Come back for the Pantheon stream this evening. Once you get back, once you come to the Pantheon stream, I will be live Friday morning on my back here for Plant Fanatics stream. So if you are new here, you like what you saw, go ahead and hit that subscription button. Helps us out. Like this video, that helps me out as well to push this and get it out there. Again, come back this evening for the Pantheon stream. That's 8:30 Central Standard Time, Eastern Standard Time. What is that? 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. So come on back. Like, subscribe, share with your friends. Appreciate all of you guys being here. If you don't do anything else today, throw on some Michael, because that's what's about to go on for me. Throw on some Michael, jam out, listen, love, laugh. I'll see you guys all later on. Peace out.
Thank you for being a friend. Oh, yeah. Travel down the road and back again. Hey, so we started from the bottom, now we're here, girl. Oh, yeah. This is my part right here. Ooh, if I did everything. The biggest gift, the biggest. Thank you for being my friend. Oh, yeah. Hallelujah.